Welcome to the SHW podcast.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
Hey, you think you could walk all over me, but I don't see that happening. We're warriors who strike terror into the hearts of others without warning.
And now, the voices of Southern Honor Wrestling.
Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What's going on, everybody? It's that time of the week. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast, the SHW podcast. This right here is Our Wrestling. I'm B-Double Brandon Benefield, alongside, as always, the great GB Gerard Bonner, the lovely Diana Michelle, and maybe a record-setting guest. I don't know how many times we've had you on, but you may be the guest we've had on the most over the last few years. Perhaps. We'll have to go and fact-check me on that. But we're talking about the return of the Savior, David Ali. We saw him at the Rumble Jack, and now he's here today to join us on the podcast. David, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Good to see you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we get into it, GB, Diana, you guys doing good? Everybody, all three of you doing good? Having a
Man,
good
it's
week?
been a week. You know, it's like this every week. It's been a week. I'm in the mode where my country's about to come out, so don't let me talk about it.
Okay.
It doesn't take much, though.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't take much. I was about to say,
It
I was
doesn't
out to
take
come
much.
out.
Like on the word bout, it was out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's that Dublin,
Oh,
y'all.
man. There it is. There it is. But
gotta
yeah,
love-
I'm good. We're getting ready for Labor Day weekend, and we go into
Yes.
September, which is crazy how fast
Mm.
this year is moving. And of course, just in a couple of weeks, we have the last show at the Action Bone. That is just so weird to
Yeah.
say.
It
I've
hasn't-
been watching all the stuff on the socials. It's still very.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for that.
It hasn't set in
No.
yet. And that night on September 12th, by the way, go ahead and make your plans now. September 12th.
Yeah.
Not the final SHW show. We're not going anywhere,
no.
but we won't be emanating from the Action Building after September 12th. It'll be our final show. Leave the Memories Alone, SHW 77. Make your plans now to be there because it's going to be a very special night. A lot of OGs are coming back, including our guest here tonight, David Ali. He made the surprise return at the Rumble Jack, and then it was just announced maybe last week or so that you're going to be teaming with Alexander Lev. Past meets present in a big tag team matchup. So we're excited about that. We'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, GB, you're right, man. It feels weird. It feels it just hadn't sunk
It
in yet.
does.
Yeah.
It hasn't sunk in, and I've been just, I know we'll have some point in the next couple of weeks where we'll talk about the value of this building to us. But when you realize that really this entire promotion has been housed in this building,
Yeah.
every major moment that's happened has happened here. So it's why there's so much significance being placed on it. And I get the feeling that there will be all the feels on September 12th. So just brace yourself. Grown men will cry and all other kinds of things will happen when we think about what this building has meant to all of us.
Yeah, for sure. And, towards the end of this episode, we'll talk about what we already know will be on the card that night. I'm sure some more stuff will be announced next week, in the next couple of weeks. Next week, we'll do a full-on preview next Friday night. But, but David, you're here. Let's talk about you a little bit. We hadn't seen you in a while. We saw you at the Rumble Jack, but that was the first time we'd seen you in over a year probably, right? Maybe?
Yeah. I was supposed to come back a little bit before that, but I had a little medical issue, but we're all good now. We're fine. We're 100%, as you can see. And I was asked to keep it a secret. So hopefully the surprise was well kept, as heard by the pop. So
it was a big
that's
pop.
always cool.
Yeah, it was.
I
a big
know,
pop.
man. I
Yeah.
know. That's like one of the main reasons why I love the Rumble Jack. I always love coming back for that. I always want to come back for that, no matter what happens to them. I'm always get like a really good spot in the Rumble Jack. I'm always fortunate enough to get one of those. But I always love coming back no matter what I get. It's always fun. It's always good to see everybody.
Do you get nervous when you're on the flight, ready to come home, see
I
everybody?
hate flying. So let's start there. I
Really?
hate flying. Yeah, I hate it.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on the ground. I'm supposed to be,
Interesting.
I'm somebody who like I have to be, and this kind of like kind of plays into I guess what you guys know from like me being a bad guy. I have to be in control. Uh
Hmm.
and I don't like being in the air and not being in control, and at any moment I could be like hitting the ground, and those are just the things I think about, and I shouldn't be thinking about those things, but they cross my mind, and there they are when I'm in the air, and I have to be like knocked out or something while I'm in the sky because I hate flying. And the best advice I always get is always look at what the people working on the airplane are doing, how they're acting
Hmm.
and stuff. So
You have you have Heather put you in a sleeper hold before you take off.
yeah, or drug me, one of the two, knock me out,
Wow. It's very
something.
18.
Yeah, I can't do it. But I
That's
do get
wild.
nervous as far as like seeing like all my homies and stuff like that. Like we're
Mhm.
not nervous, but I always get excited. It's
Excited.
always yeah, because it's a homecoming of sorts. Because especially like the longer you stay in the business, the harder it gets, and you always need like a refresher. You always need to see like your people again. The things that made you who you are, which is like another like huge reason why the action building getting taken away from us is a huge thing because like for a moment there, you almost kind of take it for granted that like, oh, I'll just go back to the action building and make myself feel better about like whatever's happening, just go back there and just see all my friends again. But now it's not going to be there. So like now what, And like granted the locker room will still exist somewhere else, but like, you know, sometimes the building has character and sometimes the building has a soul, and that building it for me at least, it was the one building, the first building maybe, where I became something, and people recognize me for it, and it's not going to be there anymore. It's sad. Super sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm going to hang there for a second, but before I do that, this feels like it's the longest stint we've had without you. This whole year and change and things. Talk to us a bit about what it's been like for you in Chicago and in the other areas where you've been wrestling. What has that been like? Are you getting adjusted to the scene there? I see you've been winning championships. Talk about your experience there.
I've learned a lot about myself as far as not just about myself, but about wrestling in general, just like being away from Georgia and being out this long. S- Good things, bad things, the mixture of the things, that come with learning. But it's been positive for the most part. I've learned a lot about what it really takes to be quote unquote a star.
Mhm.
If that means anything, what it means to stand
Totally,
out.
totally.
And like more than anything, honestly, the advantages that I don't think people realize that they have being in Georgia at the moment, with the tools and resources that are available to them. And the scene itself, I don't think the scene itself realizes the stars that they have there that they aren't really, um, I guess, pursuing. If that's the word I want to use, I'm not sure if that's the
Hmm.
most accurate word, but yeah, yeah, it's just there's a lot that I feel like Georgia does right, that I think goes unnoticed, and that people need to talk about it a little more.
I like that. So let's talk
I don't
about
know
it. I
what that
think
answer.
Oh, no, 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 no. That was a great answer. I'm curious for you, two things. One, you talked about you learned what it means to be a star. I'd love for you to talk a bit about what
Mhm.
those attributes are in terms of becoming a star. And then after that, what are those things that the Georgia scene has that it doesn't realize that it has?
Um, I think they both kind of like lead into each other, right? So I think the one thing that Georgia doesn't realize that it has is it. I think the wrestler has to realize this, right? It has to realize that it has two schools that function on two of the primary things that you need to be a star, and that's learning how to execute things correctly and when and where to do that with the psychology. And Nightmare Factory and WWA 4 are like two of the best schools that are still schooling in that nature, and they still have like prominent teachers who are still like relevant to the scene at large. Whether you want to go to WWE or AEW, honestly, at this point. And those tools that I was able to get before they were largely associated with the two largest companies in the world allowed me to really like um, come out here and then accentuate them and then grow those into what they are now. I I was fortunate enough to go to both places, and because of that, the way that I work is seen a different way by promoters and bookers. So I'm placed in a situation where I'm in a main event wrestling scene a lot of the time, whether it be in tag or whether it be with the main championship representing the company. And when you're in those situations, the pressure's on, and you're constantly having to execute, whether it's media. And granted, it's not like it's never going to be like John Cena media, right? It's always going to be like indie wrestling media on your phone, or like somebody with a really great camera or something like that, and it's going on Instagram. But at the same time, it still takes a lot of energy to have to do that, and then have to do matches, have to think about it, have to go and work out. And then that's also the same thing too. Like Georgia, I realize one thing that it has that not a lot of other places have as far as like schooling is concerned is they emphasize what I don't want to say should look like, but they emphasize the the way wrestlers look.
Yeah.
As far as like the wrestlers, we're supposed to look like, and I'm not afraid to say this honestly, we're supposed to look like combat warriors to a degree, right? We're supposed to look like an offshoot of like MMA or like some type of like, you know, we're supposed to be combatants, and Georgia really emphasizes, work out to look like this, work out to look like a wrestler, whether you're male or female. And it's not in a body shaming type of way that you might see a lot, like you see nowadays, like on, socials and stuff like that, but it's in a healthy, you're an athlete, so train like an athlete type of way. And that's one thing that I feel like is sorely missing in a lot of areas out here is that. And I was able to get that in Georgia. And that was probably the most long-winded answer that you'll probably get out of anybody on this program. But the Georgia really came through for me as far as like my education is concerned. And like I I just hope anybody who's lucky enough to be able to, especially to go back between the two, if you're able to do that, don't waste it. Capitalize it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this other question, and I'll pitch to my partners here. Obviously, you've been away for a year and change. You've seen a lot on the wrestling scene. We've seen you in varying TV spots and the like. My question to you is, coming back to Southern Honor, how has the promotion itself changed since the last time you were here?
Man, you came out with the Barbara Walter questions, huh? Oof.
That's what I do.
This is
It's what I
GP. He
Jeez,
do.
don't he don't
bro.
play.
God,
Off the
no wonder
cuff,
why they
off the
cancel
cuff.
press conferences. I'm like, you
See?
in the hot seat, Triple H in over here.
Oh man, it's funny.
Um, I it's really hard, just because like it's when I was there, it was a whole different class of wrestlers, and it was a whole different class of it was a different environment, if you will. Um, I think everybody was extremely hungry, um, and everybody was extremely determined to succeed. And not saying that that's not the vibe that everybody has now. Um, I just think it's now still trying to find itself again. And it's it's been going through, I wouldn't say growing pains, but it's been going through transformations. It's been going through transformations trying to find itself again. Because it's not that little engine that could anymore. It's not that misfit anymore. It set a standard, and then everybody had to follow that standard. And then once you become like the leader, you're like, oh shit, there's nobody behind you. I'm not behind anybody anymore. What do I do now? And you got to figure out how to lead, and they're figuring out how to lead. You know, and I feel like that's the kind of the place that every indie promotion is at right now. They're trying to figure out how to lead right now. The indie wrestling always, I mean, wrestling in general always goes through peaks and valleys, and indie wrestling in itself is going through like a peak and a valley right now with all the changes that's going on. And, Georgia wrestling has its own world, its own bubble, and inside its own world, Southern Honor Wrestling is still trying to find itself. And there's no problem with that because within that, it found love and the people found love. And there's, to me, if you're the one way you can figure out you're doing something right is if you're able to grow a star organically. And that's something that's happened with Lev. And so at least you're doing something right.
Yeah. It happened with you. It's happening with Lev now. Yeah. So
Yeah, and that's honestly because I got pitched a few different things. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to I hope I didn't cut anybody off.
very good.
You
But I
good.
got pitched a few different things to come back, and that was the one I was like, oh, okay, that's cool because like being starting there as the Shotgun Killers with Lee Johnson, like I was never supposed to be on Southern Honor at all. And
Wow.
then having to be on the first show, and through a video package, and then like starting off as the Shotgun Killers, and then like
The Street
pooping the
Fighter.
bed. Oh my God, going through like so many of the different things, and then even seeing like the fans being like, "Oh my God," like get behind me and like like give this guy like something, and then like when I got the ball, and then like running with it, it's being able to do that and then give it to somebody else is awesome. Like that's all you ever want from like a career, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
It's very cool to see what you guys are gonna do. Like you kind of you didn't team up with him at the Rumble Jack, but you got behind him. You were supporting Lev at the Rumble Jack, and then it was announced that you guys are gonna team up for the next show on September 12th. So I'm excited about that, and we'll get back to that in a second. But I am curious. You're talking about wrestling in Chicago for the last couple of years. I'm curious. You hear some wrestlers all the time talking about different parts of the country and how the fans are just different all over the country. Have you had to adapt the way, like your style or anything, wrestling for a Chicago crowd as opposed to a Georgia crowd? Is that something you've noticed?
Um, Sort of, at first, because uh, s- a lot of, especially in Chicago, a lot of the wrestling up here is lucha based, right? It's very sorry, I just need to check my battery real fast. Hope it's not messing up anything. Okay, sorry, I just want to make sure. Um, a lot of the wrestling up here is like lucha based, right? And I even though I train with Fox and he's very lucha libre, I and I can do lucha things. I'm very much like AC Mac where I don't do lucha. So I had to when I first moved up here, I was like, okay, I have to like try to get on with these guys and like do what they do. And I was able to do it, but I was like, man, this just isn't it's not my comfort zone because I'm very much a Todd Sexton guy. I like to tell stories. I like to wrestle. I like to like go slow and like work holes and things like that. So I just kind of like I kind of just implemented that Georgia style. So like a lot of the times, if not all the time, when I do come out, I emphasize with my um, character that I'm a Georgia guy. I'm from Atlanta, the mecca of professional wrestling, because that's the style that I wrestle in is Georgia wrestling. You know, I work holds. I wrestle you down. Can I do spots? Can I get there? Yes. And if you push me, we will go there. But my style is just I'll grind you down pretty much. So it's something that I had to get used to, but work around because like you always want to the one thing you hear or the one thing that you learn when you become a wrestler is that you have to adapt to all styles. So if you're fortunate enough to become a good wrestler or like just a basic wrestler, you come up with your own style and you can start there and then adapt to others. So hopefully that answers your question. I feel
Well,
like I'm always like the worst host on every show.
No,
well,
you're very informative. You have a
you're
lot to
good.
say, and we appreciate it.
Well, I'm also curious, kind of on that same token, talking about the fan base up there. You always see on AEW or WWE, whenever they're in Chicago, they always talk about how rowdy that fan base is, how kind of hard that fan base is to impress. Is it like
Yeah.
that on the indie level as well up in Chicago? Do you feel that at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I'm the champion of this promotion called Second Wrestling.
Hmm.
And they're kind of a new promotion as far as like the Chicago promotions up here concerned. And I'm about champion here also. Hopefully Judas doesn't come up and take that from me as well. But currently Billy Starks is actually the longest reigning champion of second. I'm about to snag that from her. But so far, every match that I've had up here for my championship has been against a Chicago sweetheart. So,
Ah,
um, ex except for the last time. The last time I fought ugh, oh my gosh, the last time I fought Marcus Mathers. Right before that, I fought Kylie Ray in Chicago. And so, just to preface some things, I get over pretty well in Chicago, right? Because I can do my job well. But wrestling Kylie Ray in Chicago is not what you want, especially if you're not from Chicago, okay? Because and she was heel. She was a bad guy, and they still were just Kylie all day long. It's very Cody Cena. It was very it's very turn the tables, but but we carried on. We carried on. So the fan base out here, it can be pretty hard, but if all they care about is if you try and if you try to entertain them, because all we did was tell a story and they cared about what we did on social media. So we did a lot of promos, we did a lot of work, and we told a story. And by the end of it, we shook hands and we got a standing O. So that's what we came there to do. So that's all they appreciate is, and hopefully that's what any fan base appreciates. But like, you always get like your man. I don't want to go too inside baseball, but yeah, you always get your different types of crowds. But Chicago up here can be rough, but if you try hard, you can win them over.
Nice.
That's awesome. You and Heather do a lot of tagging. I see.
I
Yeah.
would like to do more, but yeah, we do a little bit of tagging. She's trying to go on her way out. She's trying to be a mom.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, yeah.
Is that news we didn't know about?
Um,
Just in the works.
I mean, I feel like any woman in
No, any woman.
that stage is like probably trying to be a mom, but like, yeah, she's had a long career and she's like ready to be a mom before she like, you know, runs out of time to like do that, like,
I get it.
physically.
That's cool.
Um,
Good.
yeah, and it makes sense. She's done everything there is to do as far as like wrestling is concerned. We just wrestled GPA and Laney Luck at House of Heat, and we lost the championships, but
Mm.
it's okay. We only lost because I left my wedding ring at home, and it was bad luck. I know, I know, I know. We were in a rush. I know, I know. Listen, I got it on right now, so
Why
it's
was
all
it even
good.
off in the beginning?
I took a shower, and I don't want to look. You see, look, you got to see how gaudy this thing is. First of all, you see, it's got all the
It's
jewels in it.
very pretty, and that it needs to be clean too. So just take a shower with it. What's wrong with you?
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Okay.
I'm
I
playing.
got you. Yeah.
You get me, GB. You get me.
I get you. Let me ask you this. You mentioning her being ready to be a mom. Are you ready to be a dad?
Oh, listen, man. I always said from the beginning of my career that first I was gonna save Georgia wrestling and then the world. I just never knew how I was gonna save the world, and maybe that's with a little savior, maybe he's the one that does it. Maybe he's the one that gets it done, you know? Hopefully I get a boy. That's a wood table I'm knocking on. It's gotta be a boy.
Blame America, little Ollie running around.
That'll
That's
be
not
fun.
that's not a sexist comment. I just know that I would be hella overprotective if I had a daughter because
I get
you
that
you
too.
can ask Cheyenne Michaels, okay,
We know.
Cheyenne the sign girl. I am overprotective.
We know.
We're,
Over.
we're all
Okay.
very protective of Cheyenne Michaels.
Yes,
We
she's
get
my
it.
child. That's
We
my girl.
we get it.
All
Yes.
right.
So we
Speaking of
got her.
which, I know we don't normally talk about outside of SHW stuff, but she's going to be in a mixed tag match. When
Yeah.
is it? The day after our show?
The 13th.
Yeah. So,
She's going to be in
anyways,
a mixed tag match with Hunter James
I don't
against
know.
Hyena Hera and Parker Lee.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Wow.
I'm gonna politic to be the special guest referee in that.
You better
Mm.
call Marv.
You know that gif or that meme of Steve Carell from The Office, and he goes, "Nope, don't like that."
Yep,
She's
I'm
going to
with
be
it.
fine. She's going to
I'm
be.
with it.
Wow.
She's sassy now. Don't
Yeah.
put anything past Cheyenne.
But she's not a wrestler, D.
Neither am I. Don't come at me though.
Well, that's
Listen,
true.
that's whole different. Okay, you're not. Listen, you're country. That's a whole other breed of like
Okay.
female. That's
Country
Okay.
like
strong.
yeah, that's like
Okay.
This
that's like
is
Amazons
true.
but with hay and like
Okay.
yeah, it's like
Okay. I get you.
it's like
But
Amazons but
Wow.
like with
it doesn't take
accents.
much to
Yeah,
learn how to swing.
you taught me how to
Wow.
swing a bat, so
I
I don't even
did
want
because you were going to break your wrist, whatever you were doing. Yes.
whatever.
We
I'm
fixed
just
it.
trying to hurt people.
We fixed it.
It's all
We
good.
fixed it. You were
Oh goodness.
completely backwards. We
My,
fixed
how times have changed and how time has
Boy.
flown, right?
Right.
Because that doesn't seem like that long ago. We were just talking earlier about the days of the bat with the barbed wire. But
Mm.
Oh
anyways,
yeah, I
we
I
don't
retired the
didn't teach
bat.
him how to choke somebody out
we
with him. I just taught him how to swing it.
we don't need to get into all that.
I'm a good guy now. I'm a
Bad
good
memories.
guy. We
We
have
love
I
you.
wear capes. Capes is
We
the only
love
thing I
you.
have. Capes, no bats.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go. Well, let's talk about your big
That
return.
bat's probably
We,
at the Southern Honor Building.
it might be. It'll go down the SHW Hall of Fame. It'll be like
Put it
mounted
on the
on a
wall.
wall somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your big return, obviously, at the Rumble Jack, the seventh annual Rumble Jack. We touched on it a little bit already, but now you're going to be teaming with Alexander Lev. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be? How it came that, months ago you guys were supposed to have a match against each other. Obviously, there was medical issues that didn't happen. But now you show up, and now you were supporting him after you were eliminated. You end up kind of leading the crowd, chanting for Lev against Austin Towers there as the final two.
Yeah, man. So we've talked a little bit, and it's no secret. Messiah, Savior, one thing sounds like another. The dirt sheets, if you will, the Georgia dirt sheets, the Georgia wrestling history. Um, all the fans, people have probably like, riled up the situation between the two of us about one gimmick being begotten to another, similarities, things of that nature.
Well,
And
your promo didn't help that either.
well, if you let me finish,
Well, I'm just putting my 2 cents in.
you know what? And why are you over here talking? You're one of the people that hit me up on the side and was like, "Oh my gosh, do you see what this kid is
I
doing?"
did
So
because
like,
at the moment I
Oh,
couldn't
hey, hey,
stand the
hey,
kid.
hey!
Picked me
Inside
off.
baseball that happened offline. We don't talk about it on the air. Come on now.
so, hey, she gonna bust my Cheerios. I'm gonna
I
bust your
did.
Cheerios too.
I
You feel
did
me?
that. Look, during that time period was when we couldn't stand him.
But
He
hold
would come
on,
out
this
and do his thing. So yeah, I called him reinforcements.
this all leads together though. This all leads together, B. I promise. Okay, because the whole consensus of it being like, hey, listen, we're very protective of a guy that we've seen come in, bust his ass, do his thing, and we respect this guy. We're very protective of him. We don't care for this new dude coming in here and trying to like be something off of this guy we respect.
He was
But
taking part of your music too. So I mean that kind of made me.
you know,
It did.
um,
He
and
knows. I've told him this.
right, and
She likes to stir. She likes to
if
stir
I'm
and stir and stir.
It's a
she's
backstory.
country,
It's a
bro. She's country.
backstory.
She's country. That's some country
I'm gonna show
Southern
you country. You
belle.
keep on. It's a
I,
backstory. Like
she's
you said,
coming
it
through the
bleeds together.
phone.
It ties together.
Um, if I'm being truthful, did I feel some type of way? Yes. Was I anxious to see what he had? Yes. Did the universe want this to happen that way? No. Because as soon as I was able to board the plane to see exactly what this guy that just was given everything, meanwhile, I had to fight for everything, I had a seizure. As soon as as soon as I was getting ready to step on the plane. Uh, it wasn't supposed to happen. Not that way. I was supposed to sit at home. I was supposed to reflect on the actual situation at hand. I was supposed to sit at home and see this kid for what he really was. And what he really was, he was me. I started out as a guy trying to be a wrestler and nobody would give me a chance. So I yelled at the top of my lungs until people heard me, until I got creative, until I became something that I wasn't. If you really want to go down to brass tacks, there was another guy that called himself the Savior, the Southern Savior, John Schuyler. You know, even though I didn't call myself the Southern Savior, I was still the Savior. People could say it's an offshoot. The Messiah is not the Savior, but it's the Messiah. But still, it's just it's all in the same context. But I saw myself, and I had to sit at home and realize that. And so I had the opportunity to come to the Rumble Jack. I had the opportunity to come, hopefully, watch him wrestle in the Rumble Jack and actually see what he was made of. Unfortunately, he got kibosh before he could do anything, but he got his comeuppance. Or not his comeuppance, but he got his lick back. You know what I'm saying? With a Styles clash, no less. And speaking as another trainee of AJ Styles, I can appreciate that. So I gave him his dues. I gave him the fist bump. I gave him the handshake because I can respect that. I can respect somebody who busts their ass. I can respect somebody who travels the same road that I traveled. I can respect somebody who got something from it, even though I didn't, because that's not my problem. That's his. That's something that he was fortunate to get. And if I can help him out in any kind of way, expel his demons, if I can help save him, then that's what the Saber's gonna do. So here I am, teaming up with Lev, Messiah, the Savior, taking on Two Stooges.
Mhm.
Well, those are your words. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say that. Grayson Pierce,
But
Christian Taylor.
yeah,
Yeah, but go
Look,
ahead,
yeah,
man,
JB.
look. You guys can't be scared of them two dudes. What did I say earlier? Okay,
Ain't nobody
Georgia
scared.
wrestling. Georgia wrestling has done one thing right. They can produce big jack dudes. Look at CT Keys. Look at Look at CT Keys. Okay, look at Joe Black. You feel me? Look at Bomaye. Okay, they could produce jack dudes. Okay,
Got them
they
all
could
three
produce.
together. Okay.
They could produce scary dudes, okay? Look at Crew, look at you Dice, look at myself, okay? They have all threatened you guys. Man, if you guys are scared of them
Ain't nobody
weasels.
scared. Nobody said we were scared.
Oh, and ain't nobody talking to you, D. You've never been scared of anything. Shit.
First of all, Diana always tries to get us in trouble. She tries to drag
No,
us down
I'm not
into the mud.
trying to. I
Well,
I
you
just
don't
know.
you
try
just
to.
do.
I
You just
just
do.
You
She
do.
got you
say
guys
Yeah.
held up with the baseball bat because she wouldn't say hallelujah. That's all I
That
asked was do
exactly.
one
That's where
thing.
it
the
She was
only
started.
like,
reason
no.
why I said it's because you had GB
Full
in the
circle.
chokehold, but I was about to come out that ring. You don't know. If that camera would have followed me, it'd have been on.
The pants was too tight. It was about to break.
Oh,
So she was like, I can't
Mm,
do it.
not my pants.
And that was not just on, that was on.
On. And he
OWN.
knows. That's
Oh.
why he let go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Play with me.
GB, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna ask this. I mean, Grayson Pierce made a huge impression at the Rumble Jack with putting together, I don't know what he calls this group. You know a bit about working with groups and having people to support you. What kind of advice would you give to Lev in having to deal with Grayson Pierce and Christian Taylor and the Southern Belle? What advice can you give him as someone who was kind of an originator of organizing groups in this space?
If I could say one thing to Lev, and I'll say this to him to his face again, just to remind him, but you have to know what you fight for. Because once you know what you fight for, it doesn't matter how many people try to yell at you, you know what you fight for. You can see clearly, you can see the path, you can see the direction, you can see your target, you can focus. Those other guys, they don't know what they fight for. That's why they follow. That's why they need direction. That's why they need somebody to tell them what to do because they don't. They have no mind of their own. Grayson was a follower. So now he doesn't have that anymore. Now he's confused. Now he's wandering around. Bro. He has doesn't have a clue. Lev needs to know what he fights for. He needs to be faithful
Mhm.
in
That's what he
himself.
said.
Yeah. Let me ask one more question. Another unique By the way, I love the similarities that you mentioned between you and Lev. Another very key similarity is you both are winners of the Rumble Jack. And of course, having won the Rumble Jack, you then get a shot at the championship. You have participated, of course, in a number of matches at Still Here. We know that we're looking forward to Lev getting his shot at the championship in what is easily going to be the biggest match of his career against Joe Black at Still Here 7. What advice can you give him? You know what it's like to face Joe Black. You know what it's like to be on the big stage of Still Here. What can you tell Lev that would help him in this match that he didn't have at the top of the year when he first faced Joe Black?
um, Man, I've faced Joe Black too many times.
Mhm.
Um, and Man, if I could say there was anybody that I, and the word I was going to use just a moment ago was wrestle, but if there was anybody that I fought at Southern Honor, um, that really made me want to earn my spot at the table, that made me really want to be the guy at that place, it was wrestling, it was Fighting Joe. You know, there's a reason why they treat him like the standard, and there's a reason why, like, whenever I go out to any show, no matter where it's at, Chicago, no matter if it's no matter where if it's in Florida, no matter if it's in Minnesota, no matter where I'm at, um, I always hear two people's voices. I hear Gary Lamb saying "Don't suck," and I always hear Joe Black preaching some gospel in my ear, telling me something about myself that I need to hear. Because if anybody knows anything about who you are in the ring, it's Joe. And that's because Joe Black is the guy in that ring in Georgia. And wrestling him is it's nothing to take lightly at all. And Lev finds himself in a situation, again, super similar to myself. I fought Joe Black at a stage in my career where I wasn't ready. And I fought him again at a stage where I was ready. The only difference was I had the belt when I fought him the second time. Um, Lev is seeking to get the belt. The thing that we have in common in that situation is that there needs to be a goal in mind. My goal when I fought Joe was I was determined to prove that I could beat Joe Black, that I could be his equal, if not better than him. Lev's goal needs to be that he can beat Joe Black, that he can become Southern Honor champion, that he can lead, that he can be the guy, that he can be the new face of Southern Honor. Because you asked me earlier about what I thought about the product, about Southern Honor before, how it's changed and like what's different about it now. And if I had to like redo that answer again, the one issue I would say is that it's the same thing with Georgia wrestling in a whole. Is like they're not pushing any new people, you know. And as far as what I heard, the times that I've been back to Georgia, the times that I've been in the ring with Lev, and just seeing like the recaps of Southern Honor, they want Lev in that position. And Lev needs to realize that. He needs to realize that people are faithful. He needs to realize that he needs to be faithful in himself. And he needs to realize that now is the time and he doesn't have anything else to lose. So another long-winded answer, but he needs to seriously think about this. Like, this is gonna be the thing that makes him or breaks him in Georgia wrestling, and all eyes are on him.
Yeah. You mentioned how the fans are getting faithful. The fans are fully behind him. It has been so odd, but
Yeah.
also very cool to see the last couple of years of his transformation. The first time you saw him, he couldn't even make it into the Rumble Jack. He was getting walked over by everybody else walking to the ring. And, he was brand new at that point. He was a rookie. GB, you and I and Diana, you were there too, I believe, calling his first ever match at the Nightmare Factory. And
Mhm.
it's been crazy to see how far he's come over the last couple of years and how the crowd went from a year ago booing him out of the building to slowly, little by little. And we said it on every recap here on the podcast how, well, I heard a few more people doing and I'm faithful and, throughout the shows. And it just, now everybody's doing it. And you were there the other night at the Rumble Jack and we had 700 plus in there saying it. It was crazy. And so you're right, man. Now is the time. Now is his huge opportunity. So we'll see what happens when we get to still here. But back to your tag match coming up at SHW 77 in September, he's got a lot on his mind because he's got the title match coming up. He's got this team, this new faction of Grayson Pierce that he's put together that have been driving him crazy the last few months. And so I'd say that you came in at a great time coming back at the Rumble Jack and teaming up for Lev, because Lev's going to need all the help he can get just to get through this month in order to get focused and reset for the big championship match after winning the Rumble Jack. So we're all very excited about that. Two big shows coming up. But let's talk about this September 12th show. Leave the Memories Alone is the title of the show. It's our final show ever at the Action Building, 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia. Go ahead and make your plans now. September 12th, SHW 77. This one's going to be big. Of course, David Ali, an SHW original, returning to team with Lev. We've got some other OGs coming back for one night only. We talked about your tag match. Let's talk about this 8-person tag match where we're going to see a reunited New Era. So we've got Lee Johnson, Owen Knight, Alan Angels, and the real mean girl herself, Danny Jordan, stepping back into the ring. And they'll be taking on the reunited team of Fear, Ravenna Vane, Logan Creed. Yes, Logan Creed, Sunny Days, and then, of course, Sunny's Happy Madness tag team partner, Sal Renaro, teaming up.
Wow.
How insane is this? Talk about OGs across the board, Southern Honor OGs. So I love it because we have a lot of new fans, but we also have a lot of fans that have been there the entire time. So this is almost like just kind of a special treat for all the OG fans to get to see all these OG roster members coming back for one night only to send off the Action Building in style. How are we feeling about the return of all these OGs coming back?
I'm just glad it didn't kill Logan Creed.
He has made an appearance since the whole transformation.
Yeah. Briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, brief. Very brief.
Okay.
It
I'm
wasn't.
just glad I didn't kill him. That's great.
That flaming
All
bat.
right.
That's right. That flaming bat to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez
Who could
Louise.
forget?
But the new
Maybe I
era,
should have showed you how to swing that thing.
I think it might have been that same day, actually.
That might have been why I was
You said,
telling
here's
Might
how
have
you
been
hit
the same
somebody
day.
in the face, and this was all Diana's fault? Oh.
She said, "Here's
the
how you
truth
like the
comes
bat.
out.
Here's
Here's how
light
you
it,
hold
too."
it.
Yeah, GB, the truth has finally come out.
Mhm.
But
So
the
I'm
new era,
the reason
though.
that Cruel was born?
Ah, what?
What?
It was you. It was
It
you
was
all
you.
along.
It was me, Austin.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But David, you almost were about to touch on it. The new era. You were a part of the new era,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you obviously have another tag match that you're involved in. But how does this feel, seeing the original new era? This is before, because remember, Alan Angels, his place got taken by AC Mack at one point, but this is the original new era coming back with Alan Angels.
I I kind of feel left out. No.
Could
I'm
we
sure
see?
they'll welcome you
Could
out
we?
there.
Could we see the Savior pop up at ringside during this match? Who
I
knows?
mean-
No, that's too much. That's too much. It's not what year was it? It's not 2021 anymore. I'm
No,
not,
that was
if I was
like
all over the show again,
20
maybe.
Oh, I got you. I was thinking new era was
Yeah.
like 2018, 2019.
No,
But yeah.
That was pre-Diana.
Yeah.
yeah, it was pre D. D don't know anything about that. She thought
I
she
know about it.
she
I
thought she
know
hated
about
me
it.
then. No, she probably would have liked me then. She probably would have liked me better as the Savior having met me then. And she probably would have been like, "Oh, I know about him now." But meeting me
I
as
mean, I knew the Street Fighter, so whatever.
uh, New Era David was still whatever. He was all right. He was just no personality really. He was just more of a faction guy. But I think the New Era teaming up, like everybody getting to see like Alan Angels and like Lee Johnson and things like that, that's gonna be cool. But Danny Jordan coming back to wrestle,
Yeah.
that's coming out of retirement. That's like that's some big noise right there. So hopefully people appreciate that because like that's huge in itself, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Owen Knight, when was the last time Owen was at Southern Honor?
Been a
He-
minute, but
He had the triple threat
He
there
was-
with, was it
yeah.
Jay
Yeah, a
Lucas
couple
and
months ago,
Grayson Pierce?
Yeah.
a few months back.
But yeah. but it's been sporadic. You know, he hadn't been around
Yeah.
as regularly. But David, not that I don't appreciate the fact that Danny's coming back out of, you know, whatever we're calling it, semi-retirement or whatever. But I mean, you were around in the early days when I couldn't do an interview with her without her punching me in the face. So I'm a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest. But we'll
She's
see.
been so nice to you since.
Right. But it's been a while. It's been a minute, so we'll see. But she's
It's
new
been a
era. Now
minute.
she's going back to the new era, and that's when she was
Oh,
at her
Just
yes.
meanest.
put a trash
Yeah,
can by
yeah.
your table. You'll be fine.
Oh,
Relax.
Diana!
She's gonna be in
Burn!
legend mode.
I
You'll be
told you I
fine.
knew about it.
She's gonna be in
Wow.
legend mode. You'll be
I
fine.
didn't say throw it at her. I just said hold it.
Which, by the way, let's not get things twisted here. I was not the one that threw that trash can that time, just so everybody's clear.
I don't
can't
know. I don't think so.
Do a
It,
trash can.
it
That was
wasn't me.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think it was you.
It was David. Come on, man.
there.
But also Ravenna Vane coming back.
Yes,
Yes.
love her.
I will not be at ringside because I don't want to get kicked in the nuts by her again. That's
Oh.
not.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kicked her in the head.
Well,
I don't know which one happened first, but I feel like
you had it coming regardless. Like, you had it coming one way or the other. So, you know. But man, it's crazy. Like, we could sit here and just talk about all these things that happen over time. By the way, go back. Anybody that hasn't gone back through the library, go on IWTV and you can watch all of our shows from the very beginning, from October of 2018 until the Rumblejack that just happened a couple of weeks ago. So catch up on all these things. Let's see all the history that took place within the walls of the iconic Action Building. So it's gonna be quite a night. But let's run through a couple other things that have already been announced real quick and just kind of touch on them. We've got the return. We talked about some OGs coming back. Ashton Starr, the star of the
Yeah.
show, bringing back the Petty Party for one night only. You never know what's going to happen on the Petty Party. You guys remember Logan Chase was a guest on the Petty Party back in the
Yep.
day. So many different guests. Zicky
Remember you
Dice.
ate community cakes on the petty party?
Well, I didn't know they were at the table. That was
I
my.
hope
That was,
Michaela is at the community. Oh, she's
Ooh,
at
that's right.
the
Susie.
petty party.
Susie Q. Yeah,
Susie
yes.
Q.
Susie Quinn. Yeah. She popped Ashley with a twisted tea that one time.
She did.
Yeah.
I mean, all sorts of memories are popping back up. We've got you mentioned AC Mack a little while ago. AC Mack will be returning to join GB
Yes.
and myself on commentary for the night, so that'll be fun. The loudest mouth in the South returning to the Action Building. All-Star Special. All-Star Special we've not seen in a few years, a couple years at least, and
That'll
they will
be a
be
treat.
returning for one night only. One last song in the
Water
jukebox.
Yeah.
What song's it going to be? Who knows? But their entrances were always a sight to behold. The entire crowd it turned into karaoke hour when they would come out because the entire crowd was singing along.
This is going to
So-
be such a long night. It's going to be so much.
It's going to be, a very, very special night. So many more matches and stuff to be announced. Joe Black, you saw a killer promo video that got released earlier this week. And if you haven't watched it, go on Facebook or Instagram and check it out right now.
The
Joe
Rev
Black.
was speaking.
Yeah,
The Rev.
yeah. So the SHW officials, Jake the Snake, Sal Renaro, with this being such a special night, a big night being our final night in the Action Building, they allowed the champ to just pretty much pick his own opponent. And he picked his dream opponent, that being Davey Richards. So this is going to be an incredible night, an incredible match. And Joe will be putting the SHW title on the line in that matchup. So huge stakes, a huge night, huge match there for the Southern Honor Championship. That's going to be incredible. But do yourself a favor. Like I said, go back and watch that promo video from Joe and really kind of hear his reasoning and his story behind why he picked Davey Richards for this matchup. But any of that stuff, I mean, all of it sounds incredible. But you guys, what are you most excited about?
God, I mean, what am I not excited about?
All of it, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Mac. That's my homeboy.
Yes.
That's my
always.
day one. That's my day one guy. I came into the business with him, so like I feel like it wouldn't be right to close out the building without Mac.
And you guys had your his first ever IWTV World Championship match against you in the Action Building at an SHW show, which was an amazing match.
Yep. Yep. That was yes. That was
Yes.
yes. That was actually covered on Max
Yes.
when they followed him on IWTV.
Kind of a
I forget
diary
what that-
show. Yeah.
Yeah, the diary
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, and also, he was a New Era member. but he was one of the first ones tapped to be on Southern Honor. So like,
He, he
if
was he was in the very first match, on the very first show, and he lost twice on that show. And he also lost to Raven on that show. Raven still being the only undefeated member of SHW, to my knowledge, I believe, to this day. So how about that?
they need
Max,
Austin Theory
Max,
back on the show,
yeah, but yeah,
you
Max
know,
setting
Do
records.
that. Yeah, do that.
they need Austin, they need someone. There's somebody else too is like not there. I feel like that should be there because Raven should be there too. Somebody else. Oh my gosh, and I almost don't even want to remember his name because like if I remember his name, it's gonna be like, oh,
Oh,
never mind, never mind. Never mind. You know what? I think everybody there who should be there. Just
okay.
kidding.
Well, hey, speaking of other people that are going to be there before David gets us
Okay.
canceled or something, I don't know where you're going with that, but we do have a couple of big meet and greets coming up as well. The legendary Buff Bagwell, who of course has made numerous appearances at the SHW shows, he'll be in the house doing a meet and greet before the show, and somebody making their first ever appearance at an SHW show at our final show at the Action Building, that being the big LG Doc Gallows, will be there doing a meet and greet
Oh,
as well. So that'll be exciting.
sick.
Yeah.
No Cody, no Jericho.
Well, they're kind of busy, but we'll see what we can do. We'll get on the horn, call them up. They've been there
They were,
before, and we put
they
a
were busy
thousand in the
last time.
building.
They were busy last time.
That's true. That's true. We put 1,000 in the building. By the way, I saw one of your posts, David, where you said we've done 1,000 before. Let's do 1,000 again.
I
Why
want
not?
1,000 again, and I feel like I don't know if Southern Honor wants to push it like that, but I feel like they should. I don't know
Why
why they're
not?
Why
not.
not?
I don't
Why
know why
not?
they're
Why
not
wouldn't
pushing
we?
that.
You know what?
Yeah,
Call the fire marshal. It's our final night in the building. What are they going to do? I
They're
mean,
gonna
could
go
shut it down.
outside. Like I want 1,000 people in the building, and I think we should. I feel like everybody should put the hashtag up SHW 1000 and get it going. But
Okay, do
you
it.
know,
you heard it right there from the Savior, folks. Put up that hashtag SHW 1000. Let's make it happen.
Do it.
let's
Let's do
do
it.
it. We can get 1,000 people in there one last time, one night only. You never know. See, you never know what's gonna
Where'd he go?
happen. You never know what's gonna happen, and like I can guarantee you this much: I've been I've been a part of Southern Honor for a very long time, off and on the last couple years. But every time I go, something dope happens, and everybody's glad they came. Nobody's sad that they came. Nobody's ever upset. Nobody's ever like, "Oh, that was bullshit." Excuse me. Nobody's ever nobody's ever upset. Okay, everybody's always either glad or way more whatever is over glad than more glad is. I can't think of words right now, but
Overjoyed?
overjoyed. There you
Ecstatic.
go. Ecstatic.
And
All the words.
all the words.
All the
Awesome.
words.
Awesome.
But like it's gonna be lit. I have no doubt that Dylan's got something planned up his sleeve for the very last one in the action building. And if Gary's gonna go as far as to get an FU Canton chant going, who knows
Right.
what Gary's gonna do. So
There is absolutely no telling. But I do know that we are all very excited that you will be back to join us for one final night in the action building as we say farewell to the iconic building that held so many incredible memories. Like I said, the entire library of SHW shows took place in that building. So go on IWTV, get all caught up, and be prepared to join us on September 12th. Make your plans now. SHW 77. So we cannot wait. David, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. GB, Diana, anything for our guests before we sign off?
For our guest or for viewers?
Well, either.
David, it's good to see you, boo.
thank
I know I
you.
give you hell and you know I love you, but it's always good to see you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you,
You bet.
sweetheart.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
will
beat you
say, of
up.
course, always an honor to have you with us, brother. It is just a pleasure, to have watched all that you've accomplished and to see what you have done as you've furthered your career. So it's going to be a great celebration on September the 12th. A great reminder, guys, go back, check out the library for Southern Honor because we have a lot of new fans who may not be familiar with how we got to this space. So head over to IWTV. If it's your first time on there, you can use the promo code SHW and get the first 5 days for free. There's so much to binge watch in those first 5 days. So by all means, check it all out. And while you're doing that, celebrate the weekend and celebrate Southern Honor by getting some merch from your favorite Southern Honor podcast. You can do that at prowrestlingtees.com/SHW pod. Got a couple great shirts there. And I know David's got some great merch around as well that you guys can check out. So check him out at his socials and all of the spaces and get your good David Ali merch.
I need a new David Ali merch shirt.
He's always coming up with new shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I only have a Street Fighter.
Oh,
You
wow. Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
you need
catching
some
up.
stuff.
Where can they get your merch at, sir?
You can get my merch at Pro Wrestling Tees, also under David Ali Wrestling, and that's where all my other social handles are at. Whether it's Twitter, I refuse to call it X, Instagram, Facebook, David Ali Wrestling, everything.
Awesome sauce.
Well, there you go. Well, David, any final words for the fans before we officially sign off here tonight?
Just thank you guys for rocking with us, us being Southern Honor, us being V3, us being
V4.
David Ali Wrestling,
V4 tonight.
But yeah, just thank you guys for just being you, and we wouldn't be doing this without you guys. We wouldn't have this to do without you guys. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and you guys are everything. So if I could elaborate more, I would, but you guys are everything. So thank you.
There you go. Well, again, thanks for joining us tonight, David. We appreciate it, and we will see these fans right back here next week when we do a full-on preview of the entire card for September 12th. That's SHW 77. Leave the memories alone. September 12th. Don't forget, make your plans to join us. But we'll see you back here on the podcast next week. And until then, this has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.